Good morning, good evening, and good night from wherever you're watching. I am Ads here from UTG. Welcome to your Monday update. So, a little bit of an update for UTG, to be honest. We are going to be conducting some of our daily updates in the morning. We're going to see how that goes in terms of viewership and everything like that. So, probably the next fortnight we'll be doing it in the mornings. But before we start, give us a like, hit the subscribe button. Of course, you can tick the little bell if you want to stay updated on when all of our content goes live. And of course, you can follow us at unitytradinggroup.com, which is getting a revamp at the moment. So a lot of bits and pieces going into the website as of late. But without further ado, BTC, what did we observe over the weekend? So, a couple of things. Last week we were looking at this formation here and we did break to the downside to get towards our level of demand, which was a good outcome for that trade or for that price action. And we had two goes really at this level of demand, at this 38.2 or the fib extension level, or the fib retracement level, should I say. And resulting from that level of demand, we had Steamroller giving us the go-ahead on the 4-hour time frame to really give us a reversal and push us back up to this 19.5 level. So that's what we've observed over the course of yesterday, so the weekend for us Australians. And it's been a decent movement towards the upside, and we broke past back into that level of uptrend. So it's good to see BTC have that reaction. A couple of things I want to point out, however. So this level here, this demand that we spoke about late last week, we spoke about it a number of times last week, and I know we really observed this wick and close above it earlier on, but we did have a retest, and that retest did push through it. So in my opinion, this level is now pretty much finished. So if we decide, or if BTC decides to come back down and retest this level of demand, it's probably not likely that it's going to hold that level, quite well, or as well as it has in the past. So it would be a pretty safe assumption to suggest that this level here is more than likely going to fall if we do test it again. Whether or not that's the case, that's another thing. But if we do test it again, then more than likely we'll probably see the bottom one. But for now, we were looking for a retest or looking for a movement back up to this 78.6 as described in the Discord, and I believe Saturday's video from my partner in crime, Tex. So if I draw in the relevant levels now for BTC, and it's a bit difficult to get a decent read on it, but that's the level I'd probably use, and I'd get rid of this white line to really give us an indication on where we can expect BTC to really push through if we do get one, and give us some confirmation on some market structure. So using this candle here, the entirety of the top of the wick and the body, the retest on the right hand side is very notable to me, and now we've got a retest just to the right of that, which we did late last night on our time. So what can we expect? Looking like we are trending below the 78.6 now, or the 786 on the trend-based fibs, and respecting that level nicely. If we do get some hold up here, some relief down to the downside, I know we've got exhaustion now on our steamroller indicator, which you can find at our website. Down the bottom left hand corner, you can see the indicators on the main screen, or even the indicators tab up the top of the website. But if we are to see some relief as we are observing here on steamroller, we could probably expect it to come down to this level here, and I'll draw it in with just a line to really give us an indication on where that is, and that would be roughly around this area, which is about 18,800, and pending that, we could probably retest our level or the trend line there that runs across that area also. So we could even observe something like this coming back down, testing that intersection before making a decision on which direction we're going to go. There's a whole number of levels above us for BTC if we do decide to continue the upwards momentum that we've seen over the last few months. we could probably expect some of these levels to be respected, and these levels become targets for upside movement. That's why I've got the trend-based fibs in there to really give us some upside direction. Where are we going to head if we do make that higher high and continue the uptrend? So 20,000, 21, and obviously 22,300 would be the areas that I'm looking at for now. You could see that on the right-hand side, and of course on the Fibonacci levels there. But in any case, if we are going to get a descending move from this area, I'd be looking towards that 18,800 area. And pending that, if we do break below that, of course, we'll be looking at that more in depth. Obviously inside the Discord, which you can find the link down below in the description. It's 100% free. And of course, some of our next video updates. And of course, we've got our live session tomorrow evening Melbourne time. So make sure you tune in for that. But moving on, however, we'll have a look at ETH. And if I get the right one, this one here. 1 second, these are all over the place. One moment. Coinbase, no. Someone's changed my side panel. There we go. Okay, excuse me for that. Ethereum USD. So we've had some bits and pieces happen over the course of the last couple of days, and admittedly I haven't looked at ETH since our Friday update because I haven't been actively trading Ethereum. However, the same sort of observations I'm making with BTC carry across with Ethereum, but Ethereum did make the move a little bit earlier in the way of breaking the level of demand. So that level is nicely broken now. We came and retested it again just for good measure to clear out most of the buys there. And it is a low quality level as well, but it did fall in between that golden pocket of the 50 and the 61.8 Fibonacci retracements. And we are finding ourselves trending above the 23.6 with the same sort of exhaustion that we're observing on BTC with the steamroller indicator as well. So we are sitting around this liquidity area here. There is quite a bit of liquidity in that zone. So if I turn in on the VPVR, you'll probably see immediately that we are trending in between that liquidity area, and that's observed by our point of control, which is the red line that the VPVR puts on the chart, and that really indicates the most liquidity. So basically what we're saying is there's the most price action that's occurred in this area for this time frame. The time frame that I'm really referring to is what I'm seeing on the chart. So this time frame in general, most of the trading has taken place in this region. So that's why the VPVR puts that point of control in at 594, and that's the level that we're observing being respected at this time. So it's going to be a real waiting game for Ethereum at the moment. Are we going to push through this liquidity and back up to our level of supply that we see just here at 610 or 608, or are we going to fail at this liquidity and initiate some sells or some shorts and continue back down for a lower high? That remains to be seen. That's a very similar scenario that we're seeing on BTC also. Are we creating a lower high, or are we going to continue upwards and create a higher high? It remains to be seen. We're just identifying some levels above and below. So right now 608 would be the area. If we do continue this, the volume has been pretty dismal on the Ethereum USD pair, especially on this chart in particular. So nothing out of the ordinary there for now, and nothing to say that we're going to get some explosive movements to the upside. However, we are respecting this 23.6 with a very, very low volume count at the moment. So if we were to come down, I'd be looking at this 38.2, this 565 area for a pullback if we're going to get some relief on this time frame. Last one I have a look at this morning is the DXY. So nothing much occurring on the DXY, and of course it is a regulated market. This is not financial advice, just ideas and opinions of Team UTG. But the DXY, so the DXY just moving to the right really, and we're not really observing much in the way of market direction. So we have had this market pivot point down here at the 90.6 area to create our level of demand, a very short-term one, a very small one. And since then, we've been ping-ponging between this area here, this 61.8, and of course our level of demand. So nothing much occurring, nothing to say, are we going up definitively or are we going down definitively? We haven't made any higher highs. We haven't made many lower lows or any lower lows at all on the DXY. So we're really waiting for a break in either direction. So mostly a no trade scenario for me. This rectangle here is probably going to be the area that will ping pong in between for quite some time before we see a definitive direction. So after we break out of this triangle or this trading range, we'll probably see a decent movement in either direction. So I'm keen for that, and I'll keep you guys updated as that happens. But in the meantime, give us a like, subscribe to the video if you can, or subscribe to the channel if you can. Hit the little bell if you want to stay updated on all our notifications or all of our content. You can find us at unitytradinggroup.com. And of course, I'm Ads from UTG. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for subscribing so far. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.